Hi, thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be talking about the Sims wading boots. We're actually going to be reviewing the G4 Rivershed with the Vibram soles. And this isn't going to be your typical fresh out of the box new pair of boots. Let's look at them because there's lots of videos online that you can already take a look and see exactly what the boots are like new. This product review is my own personal consumer review on the boots that I've now owned for 2 seasons. In case you're not aware of what the boots look like, these are them. These are the Sims G4 Riversheds. Pretty decent sturdy boot. But again, like I said, these boots are not new, and hence the review. They've probably been out about 30 times with roughly 5 hours, 6 hours a day on them. And so we're looking at about 150 hours, give or take. And I just wanted to let everyone know what the durability of the boot is, fit and feel, and usability. So let's start with fit and feel. I'm a solid size 11, and the boots do fit true to size. And there's still a reasonable amount of toe room so that you've got your waders with your neoprene booties on, as well as a pair of liner socks, and then wading socks to keep your feet warm. And so there seems to be a sufficient amount of room for my foot anyway. And like I said, I'm an 11D, so it's a pretty average size foot. I would probably move up a half size if I could, but they just weren't available in half sizes at the time I bought these boots. The toe box on these shoes are quite good. Stubbing your toe is fairly normal, and these have come in handy more than once, and so pretty happy about that. Again, the weight of the boot is relatively reasonable. I do walk and wade as opposed to fish from a boat, so constantly on my feet and do a fair bit of hiking into my favorite spots, and so they make for a decent hiking boot, and also a fairly decent wading boot. Lots of support throughout the whole boot, lateral support and upper support. So if you've got weak ankles, tough boot for getting through a day's worth of wading. So all in all, I think I'm pretty happy with the boot, aside from the fact that if you look at the separation that I'm starting to see throughout the boot, and it runs on both boots and all around the boot, and I've had them into be resold, and it's certainly a doable procedure, but one that would be in vain, I'm afraid to say, simply because the material that Sims has chosen to wrap these boots in is a rubberized material that has not only separated from the sole of the boot, but it's actually cracked straight through as well. So let me just see if you can see that there. Now that crack that you see is actually not the separation of the sole, that's the boot itself that's cracked, and that's not something that can be repaired. It might be a warranty claim kind of issue, and Sims has a pretty solid warranty program. Unfortunately, I'm past my warranty date, and I also live in Canada, so the cost of mailing them back down to Bozeman, Montana to have them inspected and then possibly fixed or replaced is pretty prohibitive. So just not something I'm going to be doing. Plus, it gives me the perfect excuse to run out and try on the G4 Rivershed BOA lace-up systems, which are the ratchet systems as opposed to the laces that you saw on these G4s. So there you go. That's my personal take on my experience with the Rivershed. A pretty solid boot. Little disappointed with the materials that Sims chosen to build the boot out in, simply because of the fact that they're close to a $300 boot up here in Canada, and I would have just liked to have seen a little more than 2 seasons worth of use out of the boots before having to go and replace them. Anyway, so if anybody's listening at Sims, that's something to consider for building out your next line of boots, and I hope I'm the only one that's got that kind of issue. I hope everybody else that's got them enjoys them as much as I do. And thanks for tuning in.